Sorry, I totally forgot. How many times have you blamed someone for the reason you didn't get out of bed? So even if you're a brand new coach, how many times have you set something for yourself that you wanted to do, but you have a reason why you don't get up and make it happen? And how many times have you been rushing out the door and then you're driving in traffic and you're mad because there's a car accident, or you're mad because you're getting every red light, or you're mad because the car in front of you is actually going the speed limit and you don't have time to wait behind them? How many times have you said that I'm really not a morning person, or I can't stay up late because I get up too early in the morning to make those things happen? How many times have you said you're too tired to get that workout in, or you're too tired to meal prep, or to do your personal development, or to even do your Coach and Power Hour? So you have to think back of when you first started to coach and you had these big dreams that came with having to show up, and you had to make changes in your life that are going to lead you to those dreams. Because as we all know, no successful coach or successful person in life is just sleeping all day long and shutting their alarm off and not doing the daily behaviors that they need to do to grow as a person and as a leader and lead them closer to their goals. In a business like this, we get to work hard to leave our jobs, or work hard to pay off debt, and work hard to build our teams. But it's not a business that you're able to just come in and sleep all day and not do anything and then be like, okay, I'm going to be so successful in this. Because realistically, that's not how you get success. Even at the job that you're currently at, to grow in that job, you have to be working hard. You have to be showing your boss that you are someone they can depend on, that you're reliable, that you are showing up every single day, that you are coming in early or staying late to work on an assignment. You have to continue to build yourself up to get that next rank or that next goal in your business. And it's the same with coaching. Everything that you're doing, but you don't have a boss to respond to because you're your own boss. So when you shut that alarm off and you don't get out of bed, you are telling yourself that you're not going to work your business. So you're basically telling your boss, which is you, that you aren't showing up for that day. Or when you're blaming someone for the reason you didn't get out of bed, you're just not actually owning the responsibility that you chose not to get out of bed. Because no one can make that happen except you. It's up to you to decide that you want to change your life and that you're going to do what it takes. So be honest with yourself. What have you started implementing in your life that is setting you up for success you wanted in your journey and in your business? So whether you are doing 21-day fix right now, or 80-day obsession, or doing a weekly program, ask yourself, are you giving it your all? Are you following the meal plan? Are you using the portion control containers? Are you meal prepping on Sundays? Or are you being like, oh, I'll just wing it? And then ask yourself, are you checking it in your challenge group every single day? Are you showing your challengers, if you have challengers, or if you don't have challengers yet, are you showing up in the group anyways because you're acting as a challenger? Because remember, every time we run a challenge group, the goal of it is to get people results, but also to show them that accountability is how you get through this journey. So if you're a coach on this team and you're in a challenge group and you're not showing up in it, ask yourself why. Why aren't you showing up? Why don't you think that you matter enough to show up? And why are you holding yourself back from doing the journey that you wanted to be on, losing the weight that you wanted to lose, or gaining the muscle that you wanted to put on? And it goes for the same thing in your business. You are the person that gets to control whether you are successful in this business, whether you are a top 10 coach in this business, whether you are the number 1 coach in this business, or whether you don't go anywhere. And it's not that anybody in this business can't do it. It's that you have to be willing to show up and do what it takes to change your life. And if you're not willing to show up, that's when you won't see your business grow and you won't see the journey grow. If you're doing your workout program, but you're not following the meal plan and you're skipping tons of days in it, you skip 3 out of the 6 days that the program wants you working out, well, obviously your fitness program results are not going to shine the way you wanted them to shine. And they're not going to show people how awesome these programs are and how awesome the meal plans are, because they're looking at you for the inspiration. They're looking at your results. And your journey in this business is literally sharing your results from all of these programs. So sharing the good and the bad, and sharing that you don't want to work out every day, because there is a very big misconception that people who work out like absolutely love it every single day and want to do it and want to eat clean every day, and they never want to go have pizza or go have a beer. And you get to show people that's not really how it is. We all have days we don't want to work out. We all have days that we go have a drink and we go eat crappy, or we eat ice cream or pizza or whatever. But that doesn't mean that your journey is all messed up, because during the week you should be really trying to stick hardcore to that meal plan and push to your limits in every single workout you do. Don't skip your shake, because you want to show people that your results matter. And when we're doing personal development, don't just skip it for days and say, okay, well, I don't need that part. Because if there is anything that I can tell you guys you need, it is personal development. And personal development is huge. I get up in the morning, and before I do anything, I read from She Works His Way, just like a little scripture thing, an app that I do. But I read that first. And after I do that, I do personal development. I don't do my Coach and Power Hour until 5 a.m. And the reason is because I first want to work on my mindset and get my mindset clear so that I can go into my Coach and Power Hour being in a good mood, being positive, being ready to work towards my dreams. Because if I were to just click on the computer and start working, my mindset's not there because I didn't do anything to grow my mindset yet that day. So here's a few steps for starting to live your miracle morning. Number 1, take responsibility. When you refuse to blame anyone else, you start responding to your life and owning the things that are happening, you begin to change. So I hear all the time, and I've done this too, so I am just like all of you guys, because it's hard to take responsibility. And it is very easy to say, well, I didn't get out of bed because my dog was sick. Because actually we really did this. Our schedule was completely different today because our puppy was throwing up all night. Or saying your kids were up all night, or you went to bed late, or your husband didn't wake you up. It's like the same exact thing that we've done since we were little kids, where we put the blame on someone else and we don't own it. But the second you start to own the responsibility and know that life is going to throw curveballs your way all the time. You can be out of town, you can be doing a million things and be running on no sleep, but you still have a choice. No one can ever tell you you can't get out of that bed to wake up and do your power hour. It's you making that decision that you aren't going to do it. So own what you're saying. Stop giving yourself excuses and own your decision. No one decides your life but you. And really stand by that. Know that your life doesn't change if you're not willing to take responsibility for it. A lot of times we also say like, oh, well, I didn't get these results because of this reason, or I am the way that I am because of this reason, or because my parents did this when I was growing up. And we put all of this stuff on other people. When really, if we want to be different, we have to make that change. And it goes back to when Josh Coates talked about being an introvert and how he said we label ourselves. Like we put this label on ourselves and tell ourselves, oh, I'm an introvert. And instead of saying, hey, I'm an introvert right now, but I'm going to get up in the morning and tell myself every single day I'm no longer going to be an introvert and I'm going to have 20 conversations today with complete strangers. And you slowly start to change it. But in a few years, you're not going to have that label on yourself anymore. And that goes with any label that we put on ourselves. We do it the most, and then we always have reasons and don't own the responsibility. You have a great story. Every single coach on this team has a story. You have a background, you came from somewhere, and you have a story to share. And each story is going to make us all completely different, but yet we can learn from each other. So know that wherever you are in life right now is both temporary and exactly where you're supposed to be. You have arrived at this moment to learn what you need to learn so you can become the person you need to be to create the life you want. The present is the opportunity for us to learn, grow, and become better than you ever have before. So for instance, before coaching, was a hot mess, like for real. And I say that because I promise you, if you knew me like 5 years ago, you would be like, okay, this girl is not into fitness, not into health. Like she needs to see a counselor and needs to get help, because that's literally like who I was. I drank to deal with my emotions. I was so insecure. I didn't have good friends to count on. I was just so lost and so unhappy, and I made horrible decisions. And I can sit here and say, oh my gosh, that person I was, like, you know, that's why I can't be successful as a coach, because of that person and all of that stuff. Or I can take that stuff and use it in my story and share that, hey, I wasn't this girl that was into fitness. I wasn't this girl who knew how to deal with her anxiety and her stress. I mean, society now tells us that we all have anxiety. I think probably everyone on this call probably at some point has said, I have major anxiety today. And it's like this word that everyone uses now, but it's because it's a word that society has put so much meaning behind, and we start to lean on it and we hold all of our worries and all of our stress, and then we say we have anxiety and we label it again. And we're putting that label on ourselves when we don't need to be. So know that your story is going to make you who you are. If you didn't go through any bad times and your life was just perfect every single day and everything that happened was awesome and you made every decision right and you never had to struggle with anything, you would have a pretty boring life, because you wouldn't have a way to grow, you wouldn't have a way to learn, and you wouldn't have a way to improve yourself and become a better person. This business gives you the opportunity to become better. It gives you the opportunity to change whoever that person was when you started coaching. You get to be the person you want to be now. You get to take full responsibility and say, hey, I dealt with all this stuff, but this is who I want to be and this is where I want to be, and I'm going to make it happen no matter what. So to make that start happening, follow these 4 actions. Number 1, pick a program and own it. Like I was saying, don't pick a program and do a few days and then take a week off, or check into your challenge group one day and then don't check in for 2 days. Because as a coach, you don't have to know everything, and you don't know everything. When someone asks me a question, if I don't know it, I say, hey, I don't have the answer for you, but I'm going to look it up, so give me 15 minutes. Or, hey, I'm not at home right now, but I'm going to do a little research on that, and I'll get back to you tonight. I don't make up an answer, because you don't want to just be making things up. But I also want to make sure I'm helping them, and I'm using their question as a way to grow my own coaching. Because every time that someone comes to me, whether it's with, for instance, there was a girl that came to me and was taking a certain medication I'd never heard of. And so she told me about it, and I was like, hey, never heard of it, but I'll look it up and kind of see what it's all about. And I looked it up, and the side effects on this medication were literally like horrible. I still don't even understand why a doctor was letting her take this, because it literally told you it was going to make you super depressed and had all these different things. And so after like researching it, I was sharing all this information with her that like she had no idea. And she was just taking it because a doctor prescribed it. And so as a coach, I got to help this girl, and I'm not a doctor, and I didn't know the answer, and I knew nothing about the medication. But what I did know is how to go use Google and look stuff up. And I got to really learn about it and then go back to her and say, hey, this is what I found. Here's some information. Here's some articles you should read because it's something that you want to know. So many people, you guys, just take advice from their doctor or do exactly what their doctor said to do. And sometimes it's not exactly what they need. Doctors don't tell us, okay, well, you should change your eating habits. Usually it's, you should take this medication. For instance, I was 0.5 low in my iron for my iron test during this pregnancy. So they call me up, and you had to be at 11. I was at a 10.5. They call me up and they tell me you're 0.5 short or whatever, which is not a big deal at all. Like we're not worried about it, but we're going to give you a medication to start taking. And I was like, okay, that seems really stupid. I mean, I didn't say that, but they gave me a medication that I did not start taking because instead I messaged my husband, and within minutes, he looked up how to get more iron, what foods, and it was all foods I was eating anyways, but we just upped the amount of those foods. And there's so much like that you just have to take action, and you have to be responsible for the life that you're living. So own what you're doing. Pick a program, and if you're not liking that program and you really can't stick to it, well, then switch to another program. And it's okay to be honest and say, hey, I tried out this program. It wasn't for me, so I'm doing this other program. But pick one, print the calendar off, have that calendar so you can check it off each day, know the meal plan so you know what you're supposed to be eating, and use those portion control containers. Because again, your business is what results you are getting. And if you can't show people that a program's working, then why is someone going to want to join you and think like, oh, I need to do what she's doing? Like they want to see that you're losing weight or you're toning up or that you're feeling awesome and that you're learning how to meal prep. They want to learn these things. But if you're not able to show them that, then they're not going to want to go to you. And it's the same with challenge groups. As a coach, you are running a challenge group or you are in a challenge group when you first start. But you need to be showing up in that challenge group, because if you have a challenger who comes to you, they're ready to trust you, they're ready to get results with you, and you put them in a group and then you don't check in the group ever, well, they're not going to check in the group either, because you're their coach and you're setting the example. They're going to follow in your footsteps. And usually you're doing more and they probably won't be doing as much as you, but that's because they're growing. They're just starting this journey. So that's why you got to make sure you don't skip the shakes. You don't skip your morning post for them. In the Challenge Tracker app, we're able to schedule out how we're able to schedule our posts in the morning so that you don't have to post at all different times, and can take, a little stress off yourself so that it posts at 6 o'clock in the morning every single day. And even for me right now with the pregnancy, and I had 3 groups running, I made sure all my stuff was scheduled so that if I went into labor, I was still able to be a good coach, and I'm still able to make sure, like, you guys, I will still be checking in on my challengers because I will not just leave them hanging when I go to have a baby. So I have things in place to prepare me. Same as when you go out of town, if you're going to visit family or you're going on a vacation, always remember to prepare first, because you're a coach. Someone is trusting you with their journey. And if you just stop showing up, they're going to stop showing up too. and they were inspired by you. That's why they joined you. And you can't just leave them hanging, because even if you get them in a group, they need extra support. They need that extra check-in once a week. I have a girl who is vegan in my challenge group right now, and I'm obviously not vegan, but it's something that I've been doing every single week. I try to at least twice a day look up vegan recipes and send her a new vegan recipe to try, because a lot of the meal plans that I share in the groups they're not vegan. So for her, I felt like she wasn't getting exactly what she needed. So for her, I do go and do that, something special and a little different. I have a challenger in one of my groups who has a drinking problem, and talk to me about that. And right now, every 2 days, I send her a message and ask her, were you able to not drink for 2 days? Because she's trying to stop drinking. And so taking the time to know your challengers is going to not only make you feel better, but it's also going to change their life. And while this is a business and you want to make money and you want to be successful, where the success you're going to feel the most success coming from is by helping these people that are trusting you in their journey. Because they're not just trusting you with their fitness and health, they're going to trust you on a personal level. And the more personable you get with them, the more you connect with them, and the more you get to really help change their life. And you will see, if you have been coaching for a while, you're already seeing it, but as a new coach, you will also see that people are struggling and people are feeling so depressed and so alone and so lost, and they have no confidence in themselves. And they believe all these things that people have been telling them for years and years and years, that they can't be this, or they can't do that, or they can't look this way, and that they don't deserve to be happy and they don't deserve to feel good. And a lot of times, like, people have been eating crappy for years and feeling crappy for years. So when they join your group, this isn't something that's just going to change, in 1 week or 2 weeks. It's going to take a lot of time. And something I always try to remind challengers is this is not I joined your group and now I lost 100 pounds this week. This is a lifestyle change to really teach people how to eat better and how to fit fitness into their life. I also had a challenger who she wasn't working out at all. She didn't meal prep at all. She joined my group. She got 2 workouts in last week. So she got an email from me congratulating her on the fact that she got 2 workouts in, because that was more than she did last week. So also remembering that as a challenger in a group, you don't have to be perfect. You need to be able to support them with where they are at. And sometimes it would be awesome if they went from no workouts to 6 workouts a week. But not everyone can do that. And if you are constantly only telling them, like, you're only doing well if you're getting 6 workouts in, and if you eat clean all the time, chances are they're going to fail. And they're not going to think that they can do this. So always remember, get on their level. And again, that goes with knowing your challengers. Share twice a day on social media. So one of my posts every single day, and something I think we get stuck on as coaches, is I don't know what to share. And I didn't used to post on Facebook. You guys, was like one of those dorks who would deactivate my Facebook for a while because I hated Facebook, and then I would reactivate it, and I went back and forth all the time. But now I absolutely love it, because I've been able to meet most of you guys on this call right now. I wouldn't know if it wasn't for social media. And I wouldn't have the people in my life that I have right now if it wasn't for social media. So even though it sometimes feels weird and connecting with people that you don't know as well, in the end, these are people that you are going to become so close with. And it's amazing, because I didn't have those relationships that I ever had before, and I wouldn't have them without social media. When I share on my social media, I'm not just sharing to put something up there, but I'm sharing to let people into my life. So one post is always fitness or health related, because I'm going to be trying to follow my meal plan as well as I can. I'm going to be working out, and I'm going to have my daughter working out and my husband working out, and I'm going to be surrounding myself with my challengers and my coaches. So one post is always easily about fitness and health. My other post of the day is going to be something that represents me. And so typically it's something that I learned in my personal development or something that's inspiring me. But this is where you get to shine through on who you actually are. So whether it's something that's really funny because you're really funny, or it's something about your puppy because you're a huge puppy lover, deciding, or you're getting married, or you're pregnant, or you're traveling because you travel a ton, whatever it is that you want to start sharing about, have that be your second thing, because that's the time where you get to really let people see who you are. But I always try to ask myself when I put up a post, what could this post do for somebody else? So for instance, the post I put up today is just you're the best. Love you. So always ask yourself, if you post something, what it can do for another person. So I don't want to put something up and just be like, hey, check me out, I look so awesome. I want to inspire people. I want people to know that, hey, I am just like you. And I started this journey with so much self-doubt. And I started coaching with so much self-doubt. And I started changing my life with so much self-doubt. And I don't want them to look at me as I can't be like her. I want them to look at me and know, if she can do it, then I can do it too. So for instance, I posted a picture of me like after the workout today. But then what I talked about is the fact that I didn't want to work out today. Like I started drinking my Energize. I was ready to work out at 3. And then we had, we're getting my daughter's bathroom floor redone. And the guy was supposed to be here earlier. And then he needed Frankie to meet him at Lowe's at 3. So we had to push our workout back to like 4:30. And when you're pregnant, most of you guys who have been pregnant probably have this same feeling, or when you're just tired in life. But I have like a window of when like mentally I get myself ready and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to work out. And then if we don't work out in that window, I'm like, okay, I can't work out. Now I'm like, want to just sleep and do nothing. So I was literally laying on my bed. Chloe had her friend over. They were jumping on the trampoline outside. I was laying on my bed. Frankie gets home and I'm like, he's like, are you not feeling good? I was like, no, I'm just tired. And he will encourage me to work out, and I'll check in my challenge groups. But that is when I am at a point where like, I don't really want to do it, but I have to break through those mental barriers. And you guys are all going to have them, whether it was you had a hard day at work, or you had a fight with your husband or boyfriend, or your kids are being terrors that day and you are so stressed out because you feel like you didn't get to stop for 2 seconds. Whatever it is, you're gonna have those days. And where you get to, again, shine your light and be that coach and be that inspiration is by showing up and saying, hey, I didn't want to do this today. And I don't love working out every day. And I had to break through those mental things, because people are going to look at you and see, okay, this girl isn't perfect. This girl doesn't just love to work out every single day. Okay, this girl had kids that were horrible today, or she had to stay late at work and then she got stuck in traffic and she got a speeding ticket, and she's still going to work out. And it makes them believe that, okay, her life is similar to mine. It's not perfect. It's just I'm not showing up and she's showing up no matter how bad the day is. So on the days that you really don't want to work out, those are the days to really push yourself mentally, because afterwards you feel so much better too. And I'm not just saying that, but you guys should all know that by now. On those days where you really push through, those are the days you feel the best, because you broke through that mental barrier. Number 3, stay hungry. So in this business, you want to stay hungry, moving towards your goals and dreams. Don't get comfortable. Don't sit back and be like, okay, I got my 3 challengers this month. Now I don't do anything the rest of the month. There are so many people out there that need your help, friends and family and complete strangers. And you need to stay hungry if your dreams are really big. Because if you have these big dreams and we go back to turning our alarm clocks off and blaming why we didn't get our work in on everybody else except owning that we just simply didn't sit down and do it, and you don't take responsibility, well, slowly your dreams stop becoming a priority. And if your dreams aren't big enough that you want to show up every day, then you need to rethink your dreams, because in this business, you get to dream bigger than you probably have ever. I know personally, I didn't have any goals. I graduated college. I had stopped going to college when I had my daughter, and then I went back later and I graduated. But after that, I had no goal. Like, I wanted just to get an 8 to 5 job so that I could be salaried and so I could have health insurance and I could have my weekends off. And that's literally all I wanted to do, because that's what I was always told that you do. You get that 8 to 5 job and you work and you pay your bills and you get your weekends off. Well, this business is giving you an opportunity to do something completely different, to travel whenever you want, to have the freedom to work whenever you want, to be home with your kids and be at their field trips and be at their school to have lunch, and to really embrace this entire life that you're living and get to live it to the fullest, not working an 8 to 5 or not having to answer to somebody else. But if you don't stay hungry in the business and you don't stay hungry at working towards your dreams, it just starts to become something that you saw that, oh, that would be nice to have one day, but you're not continuing to push for it. And it won't just happen unless you stay hungry. And number 4, take action. So you need to be willing to take action. It is very easy to want to dream big and to say, I would love to be able to leave my job. I would love to be able to pay my student loans off early. I would love to be able to be home with my kids. I would love to be able to travel out of the country every single month. Whatever it is that your big dream is, I'd love to go buy 20 acres and just live with farm animals. I don't know, but whatever your big dream is, you have to take action. Because if you come up with this dream and you write it out and you have this huge vision, and I have a vision board every single year that I write out, but I don't only put the visions for that year. I have like long-term goals. So I had goals in this business to leave my job, to be home with my daughter in 7 months, which is what I did. And then a long-term goal that I had was to eventually bring Frankie home from work. I've only been a coach 3 years now. And so that's still a goal that is a work in progress goal, because we have to be making enough money and be stable enough that he can come home and work the business with me. I also recently, not that my husband is on board with this at all, but I've been wanting to like go live in another country for like 3 months in the summer, because you can work this business from anywhere. And I'm like, once we're able to retire you, we should go live somewhere different and like embrace the culture and have Chloe learn that culture for that 3 months while she's on summer break. And he thinks I'm completely crazy, but these are...
Tell him that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
And you guys need to do it stat.
He's actually really against it. I actually look up places all the time and he's like, wants nothing to do with it. But setting these big goals are something that keep me motivated. So you want to have goals that are for right now. You want to have monthly goals. You want to have yearly goals. But you also want to have like those big long-term goals that when you're little, kids have, where you don't think about anything, but you think about like that princess lifestyle and everything that you're seeing in movies. And we tell our kids, like, you can do anything. Yet when we become adults, we stop telling ourselves that we can do anything. We stop telling ourselves that we can have the life we want. And we all of a sudden just start living the life that we are unhappy in. And we just kind of accept that that's our life. And that we only have a few hours a day with the people we love. And that, I know tons of parents who are stuck at work and then getting home super late and only getting like an hour or two with their kids. And then their kids go to bed. And those kind of things are not the way that you have to live. It's just the way that we think we have to live because we get so routine in what we're doing. But by taking action, you can completely change your life. But again, it comes with balancing it all. So if you are working a full-time job, which most of you guys are, and I was too when I started, and majority of coaches, when they start this business, have full-time jobs. And they have kids or dogs or husbands or wives and all different things going on. It's not that they're just usually sitting at home, but they have all different things. But if you want to change your life, then you got to be willing to take that action and get out of bed earlier. You have to be willing to stay up later because you want to get in that work that you said you were going to do because of the goals that you have. When I first started, I had 2 jobs. And I was working a ton of hours, moving to South Carolina, and I had Chloe. Frankie was living in South Carolina already, and we were moving out here. So I had 7 months to make this full time and work my butt off while working 2 jobs and being a mom. And I taught dance as well because my family owns a dance studio back in Illinois. And I taught dance, and I didn't have tons of time, but I worked my butt off. Like, I was determined to change my life. I was determined to take control and to make these actions actually happen. Because if there was anything I was doing in life, it's that I wasn't ever pushing myself. I wasn't ever believing in myself. I wasn't showing my daughter that you can do anything you wanted. If anything, I was showing her that like nothing, because I was literally still living at my parents and I was like 28 years old, and I was showing her that like I couldn't even do anything on my own. I was always a good mom, but I wasn't proud of like the way I was setting her up and her way of dreaming. Like, if anything, I feel like I was actually holding her back from believing that you could do anything. And it's really cool because she was at an age that she was able to see where I was at and where I'm at now. And she is, if you guys haven't met my daughter yet, she is like a little adult and will talk your ear off, but she is also very mature for her age. And she will tell you, like, she saw the change in me. She knows that before I didn't have goals and I didn't have a purpose and I wasn't happy. And now she has this mom that's completely different. And knowing that your kid can really think that about you, and that I gave her like a completely different way of believing in herself, makes me so proud. It makes me keep pushing, not just because I want it for myself and for my family, but I know now that like she really was watching and she really was learning from what I was doing and the changes that I made in the last 3 years. You're in the process of writing your life story. So you have to always ask yourself, what do you want the next page to read? Because you are right now in that temporary spot. You're not where you're going to be your whole life. You're not where you have to stay your whole life. Right now, you're just in a temporary spot that got you to here and got you to this team. And now you have this opportunity to do whatever you want with it. Whether it's to, maybe you want to open a dog shop, and this is just something you want to, be able to make enough money to run your business with that. Maybe it's that you wanted to be home with your kids, or you wanted to show your kids how to eat healthier and to stay at, make fitness a priority. Whatever it is, you get to write your story now, but you have to be willing to know, okay, where do I want my next page to go? What do I want my story to be? Because it starts with that. And if you're not clear on that, then it's really hard to continue to build. Why are mornings important? Focused and productive mornings set you up for the day. So, for instance, when I get up at 3:45 in the morning, I don't have to. I get my husband ready, I do my me time, and then I dive into work. And I get stuff done before Chloe does, or before Chloe wakes up. But when Chloe wakes up, I am in like mom mode, and I had already done my personal development. So my mindset is ready and excited for her to get up and for us to have our time. And when I start talking to people, I'm already in that mode where I'm like, okay, I am going to have a good day. okay, I am going to be productive. I am going to push for this goal today or make this happen today. And I'm clear on what my vision is. I also give myself that time in the morning to not have people talking to me, which sounds so stupid, but meditation, you guys, not that I sit and like really meditate, but I sit and clear my head, like, because you need to do that in the morning. There's so many things going through your head, good and bad, and worry and stress and anxious feelings, and all of that stuff builds up. So in the morning, taking time to yourself to just really like breathe, set your tone for the day, and get ready. I used to be that person that was running out the door. I mean, late to work all the time. I would bring my daughter to school, like as school was starting, be pulling in. I'd be mad at her because she wasn't getting ready fast enough, but it was because I didn't get her out of bed fast enough. And I was like letting her sleep thinking, oh, that's such a nice mom, when really everything was rushed and then falling apart. And then she would be crying. It was a huge mess. So now I do my mornings so that they're productive for not only for me, but for me and for my husband and for her. Because I want us all to be set to go into our work day and our school day feeling good and not being rushed. You have to feel strong before you can go out in the world and be strong. So when you're starting this business and you're going into work, because most of you guys are going to be getting up and having to go into work, if you don't do your power hours in the morning and don't do anything for mindset in the morning, chances are you're going to go into work and you're either going to get stuck in traffic or someone's going to piss you off at work. And before 9 o'clock in the morning, you're already in a bad mood. And then by the time you get home at night, you're like already checked out of the day. And you don't want to sit down and talk to people. You don't want to sit and work out. You just want to shut off. And like, how many times have we probably all said, okay, I'm so over this day. Like, we just need to go to bed so that we can start new tomorrow. But when you're getting up in the morning and you're setting the tone for your day and doing personal development and clearing your head, that is when you really start to go into your work day. And even if you hate the job you're at, you're going to be in a better mood because you're telling yourself, I'm going to be better. I'm going to make these changes in my life that are going to get me out of the situation I'm in now. So yeah, maybe today I have to go into my job, but in a year or 2 years or 3 years or whatever, I'm going to be doing whatever it is that my dream is. And you need to be proactive. Number 4 is lifesavers. So if you guys have read The Miracle Morning, you already know this. If you have not read Miracle Morning, I highly, highly recommend it. It was what helped me start getting out of bed in the morning. And it also like talks about owning your shower. So not just getting in the shower and starting your day, but sweating in the morning and owning that shower before you get in it. So number 1 is going to be silence and meditation. Even if it's just 5 minutes a day, clears your head. There are tons of like YouTube videos if you want to actually like meditate in the morning that have slow music or have people like slowly talking through it to like calm you. Whatever you want to do. I don't do those things, but I just sit for 5 minutes and like let my head clear. Affirmations. We become what we think about. So you must take control of your mind if you want to be successful. You have to put your affirmations and goals in writing, and you have to say them. So for instance, if you are someone who tells yourself every day, I'm an introvert, well then in your affirmations, you should be waking up in the morning and before you're doing anything, before you're going to work, before you're dealing with your kids or letting your dog out, before any of that stuff happens, you should be reading out loud on a piece of paper, today I'm going to talk to 20 people. Today I'm going to start new conversations with 3 people. Today I'm going to feel more comfortable than yesterday socializing. Put these things in your head before you get out of bed. And it can be something as simple as today I'm going to eat clean. If you're struggling with staying on track with your nutrition, write that down and read it 5 times and read it out loud. I don't know why, but there really is power in writing those affirmations down and then reading them out loud every single morning. It really starts to stick in your head. If you're someone that's sitting at home believing you can't be successful in this business or you can't help people, then those need to be in your affirmations. And you need to write it down that I am going to help one person this week, and start there. And say it every single day. Read it 5 times every single morning when you wake up. I'm going to help one person get healthy this week. And put it in your head. Let your mind really start to fuel you for that week and fuel you for that day. And know that you can be better and you can be that person you want to be. But it starts with breaking down those mental barriers. And usually those barriers that we have in our head are either stuff we were told while growing up, or it's stuff that we have been telling ourselves and we struggle with all the time. And so when you've told yourself for 10, 15, 20 years that you're fat, or that you're not skinny enough, or that you're an introvert, or that you're socially awkward, whatever it is that you have been telling yourself every single day over and over and over, it's not just going to change by waking up one morning and saying, okay, well, I read my affirmations today out loud 5 times. Now I'm good to go. No, it's going to take day and day and day and day and day. And it's going to continue until it sticks in your head, because you have to break those things that have been put into your head. Same with getting out of bed in the morning. It's not easy to start getting out of bed in the morning. It's not easy to say, hey, I'm going to change my life. And it starts with me waking up earlier and doing these things. But every single day that you do it, you're moving yourself and your mindset to believing that you can do that. But you have to remember, for years, you probably were saying you weren't a morning person. You probably were that person that was turning the alarm clock off because you didn't have goals, you didn't have dreams, and you weren't working towards things. So now that you're deciding to switch that, you have to have those affirmations to help you switch that mental barrier. Visualization, seeing what you want to be and who you want to be. I get so hot when I'm on team calls. Okay, so seeing what you want to be and who you want to be. Visualize the person you want to be. Like I said, you have a story, and you are the person that you are because of everything that you went through in your childhood, into your adulthood. Those are what make you the person you are, and that is where you are right now. But you now get to decide who is that person you want to be. 5 years ago, no one would have said I was inspirational. Even 3 years ago, no one would have said I was inspirational. No one would have thought that I could be running my own business. No one would have thought that I would probably even not be a big drinker, because I was not making those choices. But when I decided to change my life, I decided to visualize the person I wanted to be, the mom I wanted to be, the wife I wanted to be. And that's when I decided that I got to decide who I was. Whoever I was before is my past. But whoever I'm going to be in my present is who I decide that I'm going to be. And I get to work to show that each day. And on social media, you guys, you can be anyone you want to be. Like, you literally just start changing it. And if someone doesn't accept it, and if someone doesn't support you, then in the end, they're not someone who really wants to see you doing well. And you're going to have those people in your life, and you're going to part ways with them. I can tell you now, I am not good friends with any of the people I used to be. My good group of friends is no longer the people that I talk to. And the people that I am closest with are the people that I have met through coaching. And it's because I'm working with them every day. We're working towards dreams. We're working towards goals. We pray for each other. We have faith in each other. We boost each other's confidence when we have self-doubt. I put a post up on Sunday or Monday about this, but I was struggling a lot last week, one of the days, just about having another child, which I felt like guilt over, because I know some people struggle to get pregnant, and here I am pregnant, about to have a baby that I'm so excited for. But at the same time, I had one child for 10 years and a child that I also was a single mom. And we have a very, very, very close bond. And to think that like there's another child coming in, there's days that it like feels so overwhelming to me. And I was struggling with it, but I didn't want to say it because I didn't feel like I could say something like that and it'd be okay. But finally, when I did, I opened up to my coaching friends that I know will be honest with me, who will help me find clarity in how I'm feeling. And I also got to hear that that's totally a normal feeling when you're about to have your second kid, that you start like worrying, how am I going to love another kid the same way I love this one? Because you feel like all your love is literally in this one little human already. And that's what you get with this business. So don't make it just a business that you don't get to know the girls on your team, that you don't connect with the girls on your team. Because I can tell you, the more that you connect with each other, the more you grow and the better your life becomes, because you really start realizing girls can be pretty awesome and give you a lot of inspiration and give you just a lot of belief in yourself. Because even as a coach, you're going to have days that you really start to doubt yourself and days that you need someone to boost you up again. And that's what we get to do for each other. So don't hold it in. Don't feel like you need to be perfect because you're a coach. Just be real and be honest with everyone. There's a YouTube video also you can watch on intimidations that I'll actually probably share it in the team page. Exercise, you guys should all be doing that daily, and you should know that when you get your workouts in, that you feel better. That is something that every coach should be feeling, and whether you just started or you've been doing it for weeks, exercise is something that literally makes you feel better. Even if you don't see results right away, you should be feeling that your endorphins going, and you should be feeling like you have more energy, and you should be feeling good if you're pushing yourself during those workouts. So make sure you're sticking to your journey. Read 10 pages a day. If you read 10 pages a day, it's going to come out to be like 10 to 15 minutes, and it's equivalent to 18 books a year. I asked on my social media like a couple months ago how many books people read. And literally almost everyone on my social media was at 0 or 1 book for an entire year. And that's because we don't really live in a world anymore where reading and growing your mindset is important. Now it is, you go to work and you work. And when you come home, you sit in front of a TV. And that's what your life is. But the more you read and grow your mindset, the more knowledge you have to do whatever it is you want to do. And you get to feel better. I absolutely love learning, but I went through years after I graduated college where I didn't open a single book. Like I never would think that I would be someone who would be sitting down and reading every day and listening to audio every day and growing my mindset, because that was not something that I was ever doing. And then journaling. Figure out your path and how you want your day to go. So doing these things in the morning, writing down whether it was stuff that you want to accomplish that day, or maybe it's something that's bothering you, get it all out and write it down on paper. So just get whatever you're thinking. And I do this usually during my silent time. If there's things that are like in my head that I need to just like get out on paper, I have the worst memory. So I know the second that I just get it out of my head, it like lets me breathe more. But sometimes it's maybe you need to talk to a certain person. Maybe a conversation the day before was sitting wrong with you, or maybe you yelled at your kids for something that you really shouldn't have yelled at them for. Whatever it is, journal it and let yourself know. And then also journal what you want to accomplish that day, whether it's you need to hit something in work, or you need to be more hands-on with your kids, or you need to show your husband that you are so in love with him. Whatever it is, make sure you write it down and you know that like, hey, today I want to accomplish this. And nothing that you write down is stupid or, not something that doesn't need to be wrote down, because it's something that you either want to accomplish or you want to improve on, and it matters in the end. And God gave us all this gift. So every single one of us on this team was born with some sort of gift. And whether it is to be a leader, whether it is to help someone with their health and fitness, whether it is to share your story, because like I said, we all come from different stories, you guys. So while I might be able to share about having eating disorders for 10 years and drinking to solve all my problems and never being, I still run late all the time, but never being on time to anything, or getting my daughter off to school, super late. I can share those things and help people that had that same problem. But I can't share the gift that you have. And I can't share the past that you have, because that's what makes you you. And that's what's going to attract people to you. So you have to figure out, what are the gifts that you have? What are the things that you went through that you're overcoming now, and that you can start to openly share about, to not only release it off of you and stop holding it in and stop carrying that guilt and to stop feeling bad about it, but also to show people that struggled with those same things and that same self-doubt, show them that they can change their life too. Because we all have a gift, and you have to remember that. It's easy to look at a coach and think, I can't be like her because I'm not that person. You're right. You're not that person. There's a lot of top coaches that I look at that I am nothing alike, but that doesn't mean that I couldn't be successful. That just means my success and their success is going to look like two different things on how we become successful. And now I want to play this video, but hold on, because I'm going to have to. I was having issues with this earlier, and I don't know. There we go. Sorry, I don't know what I did, but I messed it up right before we got on the call. So now we're gonna just watch this quick little video.
With what you are all trying to accomplish, man,
Every morning, when your feet hit the floor, tell yourself today is the day. Today is the day I will be at my peak. Today is the day I will set my life up to win. Set my future up for success. Today is the day I plant seeds that will grow into greatness in my future. Today I will give my all every minute, every moment, with everyone I encounter. To live a great life, you gotta get your mornings right.
Don't just wander out of bed and throw yourself aimlessly into the drama of this world. Set your foundation for a strong day, which will lead to better habits and, in time, a better life. Get up with purpose and develop a routine that works for you. Work out. Get your body moving. Create a habit that builds a strong body and a strong mind. Be grateful. Spend at least a few minutes in appreciation for all the things you do have and for all the opportunities that are coming your way today.
Thank you. Thank you for this day. Thank you I'm alive. Thank you I'm healthy. Thank you for my family. Thank you for my drive, my passion. Thank you for the opportunities coming my way today. I am ready.
Set your goals and intentions for the day. No one will reach their most sought-after destination if they don't know where that place is. What are you going to accomplish today? What miracles are you going to create today? Write them down. Believe you can do it and get to work.
Start your day with power and attention. You will live your life with strength and direction. This is my day.
I control how I react to everything today. Today, I will plant seeds for my future. Today, I am alive. Today, I am grateful. Today, I look for the good. Today, I notice opportunities. Today, I execute.
Visualize what you want from this day. Believe great things are coming. Meditate. Clear your mind of all negativity. This is your day. Set your life up to win.
How you start your day often determines how you live your day. How you start your day determines your future. How you start your days consistently determines the quality of your life. You must set up a morning routine that gets you in a strong, positive mind frame, ready for anything this day will throw your way. Ask yourself the most important questions of all. If today were my last day on this earth, how do I want to live it? What example will I set? How will I treat others? Do not let your dreams go up in smoke. You have opportunity this day to make it your greatest day ever, even if nothing comes this day. Your attitude will be better than any other day, and that alone will lead to great things. You just keep doing it every day, growing, evolving, giving your all, and you will achieve great things. I guarantee you.
The best day of your life. That day is today. Today is your chance to become who you were designed to become. To do better. To be better. Today will be the greatest day of my life. Today I am on purpose.
Show me a successful person that aimlessly gets out of bed, wanders out into the crazy world, and succeeds at a high level. They don't exist. Get yourself together in the morning. Get up early. There's a reason why so many people get up earlier than the rest. No one can bother them. The early hours of the morning are the best time to think without distraction, to create, to set goals, and to clear your mind of any doubt or negativity.
Do what works for you. Just build a strong foundation early in the morning. A strong foundation that will lead to a strong life.
The first thing I do when I get up each morning is say thank you. Nothing in this world will get you in a stronger, clearer state of mind than starting your day with gratitude. Gratitude is not for every now and then. It's for every single day. Gratitude is not for weirdos, it's for winners. Successful people are grateful people. Stay away from social media and news. There's plenty of time to fry your brain for the rest of the day. The morning is time to clear your mind of crap and power it up with positive, powerful thoughts. If it works for you, get in some affirmation. Develop the mindset and belief of a winner. Stand like you already have it. Believe like you will get it. Know that it will come if you keep working toward it, if you keep finding out how you can get it. Prepare your meals for the day. Your body is your temple. Don't get stuck and have to feed it garbage. Your temple deserves solid foundations. Strong food, strong body. Strong body, strong mind. Strong mind, strong human.
Okay, I can send you guys that full video. But I just wanted you guys to watch that because I was watching that and I'm like, this is perfect. And when they talk about stay off of social media, in the morning when you wake up, the first thing you should not be doing is checking your Instagram or checking your Facebook. You want to wake up and get your mindset right. You want to set your tone for your day. And as a coach, you want to ask yourself, what have you been doing that is changing? Because whether you made $1 in this business or you made thousands of dollars in this business, you want to be changing to make your life better, mentally and physically. And if you're doing that every single day, it's going to be showing up and you're going to be feeling awesome. And you're going to want to keep doing it, and you're going to want to keep sharing it, and you're going to want to keep working to help people because you know how different it's making you feel. So you need to make yourself a priority first and ask yourself, what changes are you making as a coach, and what are you implementing as a coach, not only to just eat healthy and work out, but what are you doing to change your life with this business and set yourself up for success? Do you guys have any questions for me?
What was that video called?
I don't know, but here, I'll send it. I just sent it in the chat.
Okay.
But it's like a half an hour video, so I didn't want to play the whole
Yeah,
thing.
it is really long. I was like, half an hour. But it was good.
There's tons. Tony Horton has, or not Tony Horton, Tony Robbins has tons of videos that are inspirational as well, and just about different things. But those videos always make me start realizing, like, we have the power to be so much more, and we have the power to believe in ourselves, and we have the power to change who we are if we really believe in that and really show up for it. But if you're just living the same life that you were before you started coaching, and you're not making any changes besides working out and eating clean, then you're not living up to your full potential, and you're not really embracing the changes that come with this business and with wanting to live your dream life. Is there any other questions?
Do we have
What? No? All right, I'm going to take a picture really fast. So everybody smile who's on. All right, awesome. If you guys think of any questions, reach out to me. If you want the link to that video, I posted it in the chat and you can just copy it. Nicole's holding that up. And hopefully that helped you guys, but just knowing, like, your morning routine matters. So look at your morning routine and really decide what you are doing to make your morning the best that it can be, and so that it can help change your life. If you have any questions or you think of something, message me, but do a self-evaluation tonight and really start to decide, what am I doing to change my life, and what can I be doing that will help improve it? Thank you guys for jumping on the call tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye. That's weird.